All right, today we're doing a deep dive into what it really takes to be a top-tier management consultant in this age of AI. And we're going to do that by breaking down the professional profile of Pratap Jindal to see exactly how he tackles modern business problems. So, let's get right into it.
You know, this one sentence right here tells you almost everything you need to know. It's not just some list of skills, it's basically a mission statement. He's results-driven in 3 areas that, let's be honest, every single company is wrestling with right now: optimizing processes, automating with AI, and actually using data to make smart decisions. This is the toolkit of a modern-day problem solver.
So what does a modern problem solver actually do? Well, we're about to look at the key challenges that businesses are facing today and see exactly how this kind of profile offers a very clear solution.
This slide pretty much boils it all down. On one side, you've got those classic corporate headaches, right? Messy, manual processes, and just way too much data to make sense of. And on the other side, you have teams that are kind of stuck in a rut, missing their targets. The whole argument here is that one person can be the solution to both, using AI to clean up the operational mess and then using data to light a fire under the team.
Okay, let's start with that first problem, all that inefficiency. This section is all about automating for real impact. You know, getting away from the slow, manual grunt work that bogs so many companies down.
Let's just start with a number that really speaks for itself: 80%. When he was a management analyst at Biopolis Group, this was the headline result of his automation work. But what does that 80% actually mean in the real world?
It means he slashed the time people were spending on manual data entry and creating reports by 80%. Just think about that for a second. This isn't some tiny efficiency game. This is a complete overhaul of a workflow, freeing up thousands of hours for people to focus on the work that actually moves the needle.
So how'd he do it? Well, this playbook lays it out perfectly. First, you connect the systems, the CRM, email, spreadsheets, all of it. Then you use AI-powered scripts to automatically shuffle the data where it needs to go. Third, you build simple, real-time dashboards so everyone can see what's happening at a glance. And finally, and this is so important, you train the team so they actually use the new system. It's a complete, full-circle solution.
Okay, so fixing the systems is one thing. But what about the people using them? Let's flip to the other side of the coin: leadership and growth. How do you turn those efficient systems into a high-performing team that just absolutely crushes its goals?
This chart shows you the kind of impact we're talking about from his time at Bharat Financial Inclusion Limited. By rolling out new process enhancements, he helped drive a 25% jump in lead conversion. And get this, in a single quarter. That's not just slow and steady improvement. That is rapid, measurable growth that's tied directly to the changes he made.
And he did all this while leading a team of 72 people. That number is super important because it shows this isn't about managing some small, agile task force. This is about driving major change and getting results across a pretty large organization.
And this slide really puts that number into context. We're talking about directing 72 people, managing over 7,500 clients, and for a business with a 75 crore annual turnover, hitting the massive monthly sales target within the first 2 days of the month. I mean, that kind of performance just screams an incredibly well-run machine, one built on both efficiency and really strong leadership.
So you might be wondering, where do all these skills come from? It's definitely not by accident. Section 3 looks at the foundation, a deep, personal commitment to lifelong learning that really fuels everything else he does.
First off, the academic foundation is rock solid, a bachelor's and then a master's in business administration, both with really high marks. This is where that core business sense was built.
But you know, the degrees are really just the starting line. Look at what comes next. This isn't just some random list of online courses. It's a strategic journey. He built on his finance and data skills, then he expanded into HR, and then he pushed right to the cutting edge with AI and prompt engineering, which is basically learning how to talk to AI to get amazing results. It shows a really clear pattern of self-driven, strategic learning.
Now, for a skill set you might not expect to see in a consultant's profile, but one that's becoming absolutely essential: the ability to create and communicate. Because let's face it, having great ideas is totally useless if you can't share them with people effectively.
That's right, he's published 2 books, and beyond just the creativity, think about what that takes. We're talking about discipline, intense focus, and the project management skills to see a huge project like that through from start to finish.
And his communication skills aren't just in print. They extend to the digital world too. His blog gets 3,000 visits a month, which is awesome, but the killer stat is right here. 70% of those are repeat visitors.
That means he's not just getting random clicks, he's building a loyal audience that keeps coming back for more. That is a seriously powerful skill for any leader.
So what's next? A strong professional profile isn't just about what you've done in the past, but it's also about where you're headed. So let's take a look at his own self-identified path forward.
Now, the key thing to understand here is that this isn't just some casual wish list. This comes directly from his own SWOT analysis, a strategic look at his own strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. That level of self-awareness is, frankly, pretty rare and incredibly valuable.
And here's the plan. Get even more technical with AI. Expand his expertise into new areas like HR, turn all that informal mentoring experience into formal leadership, and even optimize his own personal habits for peak performance. It's a clear roadmap for continuous growth.
So we'll leave you with this question. We've seen the data-driven results, the leadership at scale, and the forward-thinking strategy. So how could this unique blend of skills unlock the hidden potential in your organization? What becomes possible when you have someone who can not only build the system, but can also lead the team? That's the real takeaway here.